If you want a portable wide-angle prime that's very sharp even in low light, the Sony FE 20mm f1.8G is definitely an option you should consider. The 20mm f1.8G can be a useful tool for architecture, landscapes, vlogs, and even astrophotography with its fast 1.8 maximum aperture. 20mm on full frame is a nice field of view that is wide, but not so wide that the perspective starts to look too artistic. On an APS-C camera, this gives you about a 30mm equivalent. The lens weighs only about 373 grams, making it pretty ideal for all-day shooting or mounting it on a setup that you need to keep under a weight limit. It does have a dust and moisture resistant design, although I always take this with a grain of salt. There is also a 67mm filter thread on the front in case you want to add something there. The lens can focus down to just 18 centimeters, however it only has a magnification of 0.2x, so there's not really going to be any macro shots, but you do get a very interesting perspective when you focus that close to your subject. I'll be showing some photos I've taken throughout this video, and as you will be seeing, this is a very versatile lens for a prime lens. A lot more interesting and versatile than I thought 20mm was going to be. That's a focal length I'd not really used on a regular basis before this lens. That close focusing allows for a lot of creative control with tight spaces too, and because of the 1.8 aperture, whether the sun is up or going down, I can still keep taking interesting photos. This autofocus with the lens is quiet and fast, at least for casual use cases. The manual focus ring is also quite smooth. You have the AF and MF switch, of course, plus the customizable focus hold buttons right on the barrel. A declickable aperture ring allows for silent focus pulls, which again are very smooth, in case you want to do more like cinematic style shots. I used the lens for some astrophotography, and I'm not an expert here, but I liked some of the results I was able to get. There are some things about them that I think maybe either I didn't do quite right, or maybe are an issue with the lens, but just taking shots casually without being able to seriously critique them, I liked the abilities that it gave me. f1.8 was definitely very helpful with being able to do like, wide sort of Milky Way style shots. It's important to note here that the lens does not have any image stabilization, so if you're someone who for whatever reason wants to do like handheld low light shots, that might be a consideration because that's going to make it trickier. Even though a lot of cameras these days do have built-in stabilization, it would work well for street photography given the small size, lightweight, and fast aperture. There's definitely a lot of stuff that happens on the fly with street photography, and this lens basically checks all the boxes that you would want. It's also not a lens that attracts attention, and it looks fairly generic. It doesn't have any colored rings on it or, anything that would indicate it's anything other than a normal camera lens. I haven't used this lens for vlogging, but given the focal length, I think you should consider it if you're on full frame. Again, though there's no stabilization built into the lens, many cameras do already have some, so I guess you kind of have to make that call yourself. Many people do prefer wider lenses for vlogging, and I totally get that. 20mm might not be enough, but I think it kind of depends on what your setup is. On a crop sensor camera, it definitely would be a tight shot for vlogging, and I would probably go for a wider lens if you're considering this to vlog on a crop sensor. It could be a great option though for talking head videos on either, given that you have enough space to frame the shot. The 20mm f1.8G can do quite a lot, and I think it would be a really ideal option for travel photography or being a videography prime. I've definitely been personally using it for both situations, and I really liked what it gave to me. This prime lens is a great value, and it's honestly one of the few primes that I have that feels like it's really truly a good choice for a variety of situations, and that provides a lot of value.